In this episode of Sailing Dark Angel, we weigh anchor at Jamaica Bay and beat into the wind and waves toward Great Inagua. By morning, we're still driving into 18 knots on the nose. Held offshore for hours and burning more diesel than planned, we arrive exhausted. I didn't want to dive the anchor, but I had to, and just when I thought I was spent, a shoal of squid showed up to keep an eye on me.
If you like our videos, please smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. It's free for you and really helps our channel.
So, what are we doing today, Captain Dave?
Same thing we do every day, Pinky. We're motoring out of Jamaica Bay right now. We have like 8 knots of wind on the beam. We could almost sail until we make the turn around this point up here, and then we're directly into the wind all the way to Great Inagua. So,
And how long is the sail?
this trip is going to be 80 some odd miles, 83 I think. So at the 3 knots we did yesterday, that's 26 hours.
Yeah.
If we can do it at 4 knots, we can get in around 2 in the morning, which sucks, but I'd rather get in at 2 in the morning and anchor and go to sleep than sail through the night.
Right. This is the Crooked Acklands, and this is Jamaica Bay. It's very wild looking. There's very few spots that you can drop your dinghy. Over there you can go to shore and let your animal go to the washroom or whatever. It's a beautiful anchorage, but you got to watch the holding, because I think we were stuck on something all night holding us. Just, it wasn't sand, it was
Snag versus dug in.
yeah, stag versus dug in. So bye Jamaica Bay. It was really good for the one overnight. Now we're on day 3 for a whole 24 hours. Off we go. That's Castle Island in the Crooked Acklands. We're just coming around this corner here, and that's when this water's going to get a lot more choppier. So we enjoyed it from the anchorage that we were at over here to here, and now it's going to get crappy over here where we're going.
We're gonna have 14 knots on the nose by the looks of it to start.
It's gonna be a little rough, but we got to get gone. Beautiful. To be honest, I really would have loved to explore this area, but we're out of time because of the weather window that we've been supplied by Chris Parker. So when he says it's time to go, you got to go, because higher winds and hurricanes could be coming up our ass. So we don't want to play that game. So we got to get gone. So what's happening now, Captain Dave?
Well, we've got the jib up. It's very rough, and we can't launch our main without leaving the cockpit, and I don't want to do that.
It's too rough.
It's too rough. But we got the jib up, and I've bared off course 2 or 3 degrees. So we're getting about 4 knots. If I can maintain this till tonight, I'll do that before I turn back back onto course again, because we're going to take the sail down at night. It's too choppy and too unpredictable right now, the weather. So you can see I'm a little bit off course there, but I need to be able to get enough wind, because you get inside 30 degrees and you're pinching really bad, you're not sailing anymore really. So there's 17 knots of wind and I should be able to sail really well, but I gotta be off course to do it.
Wow.
This is supposed to get rough tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, Captain Dave. What's our speed, Captain Dave?
3.94.
That's good. We weren't doing good before.
2.94.
And she's full. She got lots of air.
Why do they call this the thorny path?
Because it sucks out loud.
We have been baiting for hours and we're like a third of the way. This sucks.
Everybody, I guess, gets the same kind of treatment. So I don't feel too bad about it, but I understand why people don't want to leave Georgetown. Because they call it Chicken Harbor. But I now understand why, because it's quite the thing to get out here and experience this.
And this is a good weather window.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Obviously you wouldn't go in bad weather window, but this is a lot.
Yeah. Sun is setting. We won't be getting there until the sun comes back up tomorrow. And that's if all goes well. Sun has risen. We've been motor sailing and motoring all night. The winds have died down a bit, so our speed has slowed down a bit. We got about 5 more hours to go at this speed to get to Great Inagua. We're a little tired and a little punchy from the job, but beautiful sunrise. Which is a wonderful contrast to the new moon we had last night. No moon. Pitch. Lisa's making a life-saving coffee and gonna hang on for a few more hours.
So what are we doing today, Captain Dave?
Tossing and rolling and beating and slamming. And
This is the reason they call it the thorny path. We have sunrise happening over here. And it was a long night. We took turns sleeping. A little sleepy spot here. Yeah, we're both really tired and we're going to be happy to get in. We get in at how long?
we're gonna be in around 11:30, 12 o'clock. So
How long
four
is
and a
that?
half, 4.5, 5 hours.
How long was the entire sail, Captain Dave?
We left at 6:30 yesterday morning, so that's going to be 24, about 30 hours.
Yeah. So both of us are just beat to crap, beat to shit, and we're ready to rest for a little bit to catch the next weather window to the Dominican Republic.
We're pinched pretty hard, so we're motor sailing. We had to fall off the wind a little bit to catch any at all. It's right on the nose, and it's light winds, but it picked us up enough that we had about 2 hours off the trip today.
Tell them about how you took down the sail. You took down the sail last night. Lost a knot.
Yeah, we lost more than a knot when we took the sail down last night, but we were predicted to have squalls, or the possibility of squalls, so we took the sail down so we wouldn't have to fight with it. Last night was a new moon, which means there is no moon, and it was dark. We didn't want to be fighting with the sail in the dark. It is not safe in an island spirit, an original island spirit, to be up on the bow at night to take down the sails, because there's just no protection. We're approaching Great Inagua finally. We're gonna have a few hours in on this one. I think it's gonna be about a 30-hour trip. Overnight we're barely doing 2 knots. We got the jib flying for what it's worth, but we're pinched pretty tight. I think it's giving us about a knot and a half. And then hopefully we can drop the hook for a couple of days and rest before the next step, before the next leg to loop around.
Morning, Captain Dave.
Morning, helmsman Lisa. Are we there yet? Did you make me turn this boat around?
Might be a nicer ride.
It'd be a lot nicer ride, except there's lightning over Crooked Acklands right now. We don't want to go back there.
No. Hey, Captain Dave. Can you talk to me about some of the frustrating parts of this sail?
Oh, the fact that we're constantly beating, we have no power from our engines, and we're looking at where we're going to anchor about 4 miles away, and we're not going to be there for about another 5-6 hours. That,
And why is that? What's our speed?
0.9 knots.
Yeah.
Our engines are pushed as hard as we can push them, and we're going against an ebbing tide and against 18 knots of wind on the nose. We can't get close enough to the island to get in the lee of it because we were beating the entire night and all day yesterday and all day today, and it just keeps pushing us west away from the island. So we're left at the last minute trying to get these last couple of miles in. Just
What a fucking slog. This is brutal. This is the brutal part of it. So what'd you do, Captain Dave?
well, we were seeing like 0.3 knots. We'd have been in at like 8 o'clock tonight. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. We'd be another 9-10 hours to go this 5 miles. So what I did is I tacked us the other way, and now we're sailing straight toward the island. And then when we get in closer, I'll tack us back, and that should be able to catch enough wind that we can get up to the anchorage.
Right.
So, sailing 101.
Because what kind of wind are we seeing? We're seeing 18 knots, right?
We were. Now
Yeah.
I'm seeing 13 on the other tack, but
Still, it's better than a punch in the face like we were getting.
we had 18 directly on the nose. We were going 0.3 knots. Basically,
Okay.
you're standing still.
Yeah.
Now we're doing 3.7, 3.8 toward the island. That'll make up about 2 miles. Then we'll turn hard again and tack, and that ought to make up the other 2 miles.
Yeah.
Might be a little slower than this, but we'll be a lot closer. We'll be able to get there sometime today.
Plus, it's shallower and you don't have so much wave action going on. Yeah, it's all good. And guess what, guys? It was my brilliant Captain Dave who thought of all that. So that's all on him. Good job, Captain Dave.
Sailing 101.
Yeah, well, I didn't think of it, so you thought of it, and that's amazing. Thank you, Captain Dave.
You're welcome, sir.
What's happening now, Captain Dave?
Well, we've spent about the last 4 hours trying to get the last 2 miles into this anchorage. And we've still got probably another hour to go
Right.
to get anchored.
We're this close. We had to come in this close in order to get anywhere because our engines aren't working at full capacity. And the wind is very high. It's, it goes up to 20 or 25 knots. And of course, the waves were not helping either. But now that we pulled closer to shore, we can actually try to get somewhere now. And we're very low on fuel, and that was really turning my stomach. Was that, we're now down to the dregs of our fuel because we used it all on the slow crossing. What are you gonna do? It's like you have to get out of the country. This is what you do. Which is just right over here. There's Matthews Town. This was not an easy go. So, what's happening now, Captain Dave?
Nothing.
Isn't that awesome?
It is.
What's going on?
We have finished 31 hours of sailing to get here, averaging just over 3 knots. We got here 4 hours ago, but we couldn't get to shore.
Yeah,
no matter what direction we chose, we couldn't make it.
You're 2 hours offshore?
We were 2 miles offshore.
Or 2 miles
4
offshore.
hours.
Yeah.
No matter what direction we went, we couldn't make any progress.
So here's our anchorage at Great Inagua, Matthews Town. Extremely happy to have the anchor down. This is 20 feet of depth. So we have 90 feet out plus the bridle. Because it's about 20 feet down, I just don't have it in me today to go and dive it. Maybe tomorrow I'll dive it. But when we pulled back on it, it looked awesome. Like the bridle comes right out of the water and just stands straight up when it hooks right in. So I was eyeballing that, and we haven't moved since. So it's all good. It's all good. I'm just so happy and relieved to finally be here. Because the other really spooky thing is we were running out of fuel. And if you got no fuel to go and the wind is right in your face to try to get somewhere, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere and you're in trouble. So I was scared. I was scared. But we made it. We've never been here before. Here we are.
So after 31 hours of sailing on the third leg of the trip, 16 hours the day before, and what was it? 12 or 14 the day before that?
I have to go in and check because this is going to be like 4 days straight of high winds.
Yep.
So I've got to check and see what the anchor is in, just so that we feel comfortable for the next 4 days.
Says it's fine in the chart book.
Okay.
I pulled back on it to 2,000 RPM with both engines until smoke rolled out. We're good.
Really don't know if I can make it out there because it's really currenty.
I think she'll make it out there, but it's a really deep dive. We are not anchored shallow like we like to be. There is no shallow here. Nice place though. We're right by the airport. You got squid? That looks like squid.
Full of squid.
I thought so. Looked like squid. This is the Morton Salt Town here. It's Matthewstown on Great Inagua, and the town is the base of the Morton Salt Company. So even though it's a very small town and very, very remote, the amenities are supposed to be pretty good. I guess we'll find out tomorrow when we go ashore. Think she'll check the anchor, or you think she's just gonna watch the squid? She's gonna get inked as she was chasing them. Right off to see the anchor. We got just over 100 feet of chain out. I dropped in about 17 feet near low tide. So that should put us around 20 feet or so at high tide. Gives us 5-to-1 scope in sand is what it's reported to be. Can't be there already. She must be chasing something.
There's more squid out here.
She's chasing squid. We didn't anchor out last night because we motored through the night. The night before it was very dark when we dropped. It seemed to hook up, so we stayed there.
Not this time, it's 20 feet down.
The way the anchor skipped when we hooked up, and the way it came up, I think we might have been more snagged in the stone under the thin layer of sand at Crooked Acklands, but it's supposed to be really good holding here. I'm wondering if I should have gone closer to shore.
Buried. She is buried. You'll see this on here. She is definitely buried, and there's a ton of squid that are hanging around our anchor chain. We gotta go see them.
Think she's gonna get inked?
Okay. Here you go, babe.
So happy with the anchor?
Oh yeah, she's buried. It's good. A lot of current.
Is there currently a lot of current?
Our little fish is still with us. Still with us.
I wonder if it knows it's gonna change countries.